normalized one. So that is normalized. Mean is equal to 0, variance is equal to 1, and this is the bivariate Gaussian random variable we have seen normalized one. From this one we can able to obtain the marginal PDFs we obtained from this one here. So by that is by integrating with respect to the other random variable, we got the marginal PDFs, and afterwards we have seen that they're statistically not independent, and for that one we have the mean 0 and the variance is equal to 1 was there, and we find the correlation of that one, the correlation of that normalized Gaussian random variable, which will be equal to the correlation coefficient, which will be equal to the rho z we got here. Afterwards what we have done is, and we find out the covariance also we find out here, that is also equal to the rho z we got here, rho z we got. So then what we have done is, we consider the case of generalized Gaussian random variable, in which we added the two. We are going to take. We have taken the sum of the normalized Gaussian random variable with the normal Gaussian random variable we have taken. For that one, we find the covariance. So this is a covariance we got here, and also we did find out with the correlation coefficient. So the correlation coefficient of two random variables x1 and x2 is same as the correlation coefficient of the normalized Gaussian random variable z1 and z2. Afterwards, we have seen the concept of independent and uncorrelated Gaussian random variable. So this is an example where we are going to prove that the bivariate PDF is the product of the two PDFs you are going to prove. So that is, if the correlation coefficient is equal to 0, so then the bivariate PDF is equal to the product of the individual PDF will be there. So that one you are going to call it as the statistical independence you are going to call, or you are going to call that one as the uncorrelated random variables you are going to call here. Okay, so this can be extended for the n random variables like this here. And we have seen the summary of this one, how to find out the marginal PDFs, everything. We have taken the summary, we have seen the formulas we have seen here. So right, afterwards you have seen that taken the sum of two independent random variables you have considered, in which this is a case of where we are going to apply in the communication, where the communication noise, the noise will be added in the transmitted signal, so that the received signal is the sum of the additive Gaussian noise plus the received signal, the transmitted signal will be there here. So this is a case we have considered. For that one we find the mean and we find out with the variance here. So we got the mean of that one. So, and also the mean is the sum of the two random variables, and variance is nothing but it's the sum of the two random variables you are going to get, that is the two variances we got here. And also we have find out the PDF. The PDF is nothing but it's a convolution of the two PDFs you are going to get. And also we've seen that the characteristic function is just it's a product of the two characteristic functions you are going to get. So that is we have seen for the two independent random variables x and y. Okay, if it is independent, then it is possible, easy for us to find out the mean and the variances. Afterwards, you take one formula, one problem you have taken, and we find the mean of that one, and we find out the this one. So what is called the PDF of the two random variables we find out here. So right, so that's what we did in the last classes. So far we have done so far in the last classes for the bivariate Gaussian random variable. Now I'm going to take the consider the concept of independent random variables. I'm going to extend that concept for the consider the concept of independent random variables. I'm going to extend the concept for the and introduce one topic that is called as the IID concept. I'm going to introduce, which is called as the independent and identically distributed random variable here. Okay, so take the next concept. Okay, so this concept, it will be used in the communication in order to model the channel. So we are going to have the communication channel. Suppose if you want to provide the security of the transmitted data, nowadays you know that everything online transactions will be going on. Okay, it is possible to steal the information. Okay, so confidential informations, and also it is possible to hack the accounts, and it is possible to take out the money. So nowadays you can see many cases is happening. Okay, so in order to provide the security for that one, we need to provide the security for the transmitted data. For example, nowadays you are getting OTP in order to transfer make the TPT, right? In order to make the third party transfer, or in order to transfer the fund, you are getting the SMS you are getting. Okay, based on that one, you are going to enter the PIN and you are going to do the TR. So it is possible to hack those kind of informations. Okay, so in order to provide that one, in order to provide the security, we are going to make use of some concepts you are going to use. So among that one topic I am going to do, which is called as the sum of, okay, which is called as the sum of, take the concept, sum of independent and identically distributed So this is called as the IID we are going to call here. IID is nothing but independent and identically distributed random variables. identically distributed random variables, sum of independent and identically distributed random variables. Okay, so what will be done under this topic is we are going to consider the independent random variables we are going to consider. So that is I'm going to consider the random variable xi we are going to consider here. So where I can take the value 1, 2 up to the n it will take here. So this xi is having the PDF, say this PDF will be equal to the fx of x will be there here. Okay, so for this one, these are nothing but the independent random variables where x1, x2 and x3 and so on, they are independent to each other here, and they'll be having the identical distribution will be there. So that identical distribution will be equal to the something, say xi can be extended like this here, x1, this will be equal to the x2, this will be equal to the x3 and so on up to this will be equal to the x. Okay, we are going to call it as a x, we are going to call here. So this is called as a identical distribution we are going to call here. So those random variables are independent each other and they're having the identical distribution will be there with the corresponding PDF will be having the fx of x will be there here. Okay, so for that one, for that random variables, we are going to take such kind of random variables as the sum of the these random variables will be taken, and that one you are going to call it as a, I am going to introduce a new random variable which is called as W here. So this W can take the value, so which is called as a IID random variable you are going to call. IID random variable is nothing but independent and identically distributed random variables where we are going to take the xi is equal to the xi, I can take the value n here. These are the independent random variables and their identically distributions will be there. Say that is the thing, but x1 is equal to x2 is equal to so on here. Okay, so for that one, we are going to take the sum. The sum will be I is equal to 1 to n. I'm going to take because we have the n random variables and we are going to get the xi will be there here. So xi, this is the thing, but you're going to take the sum of the x1 plus x2 plus x3 and so on up to the xn we are going to take here. Okay, such a random variable which W, which is the sum of all the independent random variables, you are going to call it as a IID random variable you are going to call, that is called as the independent and identically distributed random variables. Okay, for such kind of random variable, we are going to find out the mean, we are going to find out the variance, we are going to find out, and we are going to extend the cases for the different values of the n. I am going to extend the cases here. Getting here, right? Okay, so this is called independent and identically distributed random variable. There is a meaning is there in the definition itself here. Okay, so we are going to make use of this concept when we are modeling the communication system where we need to provide the security for the transmitted data. So there we are going to make use of this concept here. Okay, so in one of the research paper I'm studying. Okay, so there I find out the concept where they're going to apply. So let us take one. Let x is the, let x be the, we can take, let xi be the independent random variable. Let xi be the, let xi be the independent random variable. Xi be the independent random variable having mean, variance and PDF. Having mean, variance and PDF. PDF is nothing but the, so it is a probability density function. Full stop. Okay, the PDF associated, the PDF associated, the PDF associated with each xi, with each xi is fx of x, is fx of x. This is the case. This is the okay. So sorry, you can take this case is denoted as, you can take this case is denoted as, this case is denoted as independent and identically distributed, independent and identically distributed, identically distributed identically distributed random variable given by, so you can take W. So W is equal to the I is equal to 1 to n xi, I is equal to 1 to n xi. So this is the, it's a sum of the independent and identically distributed random variables. So it can be taken as x1 plus x2 plus and so on up to the xn we can take here, x1, x2 and so on up to the xn we can take. So these are some of the independent and identically distributed random variables. Done. So for this one, we are going to find out the mean here. So we have the mean of xi. We can take, we have expected value of xi. So this is the thing, but since we are going to take that is equal to the x, we are going to call this is equal to the nu x. We are going to call here nu x. Nu x we are going to call. And similarly, the variance of that one. So the variance of xi. So we are going to call that one as the variance of x here, because this value will be equal to the x here. So this is called as the sigma x square. Sigma x square. Okay. Sigma x square. So that is the thing, but variance we can call it as the, we know the variance is nothing but it's a difference between the mean square value minus the square of the mean here. Square of the mean. Square of the mean. Done. Okay. Now I'm going to take the concept of the correlation concept I'm going to take here. So I can take, let us consider. So I'm going to consider the expectation of the, okay, so xi with xj I'm going to consider here. Xi with the xj. Xi with the xj we are going to consider. Taken, right? Okay, so the correlation of xi and xj, since they are independent here, I'm going to take the different cases of that one you're going to take here. Different cases of this one you're going to take here. Okay, so what the cases you're going to take is, one I'm going to case the case where I is equal to the j, other one is I is not equal to the j we are going to take here. I is equal to the j and I is not equal to the j we are going to take. So when I is equal to the j, what will happen is, when I is equal to the j, what will happen is, so this is the statistical independent random variables. Okay, so when I is equal to j, if I take here, what will happen is x of xi into xi will get here, xi into xi. So because we are taken, this is a case of the statistical independent random variables you are considered here, statistical independent random variables. So if I is equal to j, what happens is, it is nothing but expected value of the xi square will get here, xi square will get here. So this is a case when I is equal to j. And also we know that expected value of x square from this one. So it can be written as the, so send minus sigma nu x square, you can send this side here. So this will become equal to the sigma x square plus nu x the whole square will get, no, because this is nothing but the mean square value. So since we know that xi I is equal to j, we can call that as xi the whole square. We can write as nu x square plus sigma x square. So this is a case for I is equal to the j here. So we can write this is the case for I is equal to j. This is the case for I is equal to j will get here. So right, this is the case for I is equal to j. We are going to take that one. So if I is not equal to j, what happen here? So since we know that these are independent random variables, for the independent random variables we can write, when I is not equal to j, we can write xi into xj is it. So this one we can write as the product of the expected value of xi into expected value of the xj we can write here. Okay, so this is the thing, but since I is equal to xi and ij is not, both are not same here, this one can be written as the nu x and this one can be written as the nu x here. Since I x1, 1, 2, 3 are same here, so this will become equal to the nu x square will become. So this is a case. Okay, I'll write neatly here. So just I'll take once again the same concept I'll take here. So just okay, so I can take and write. So just I'll repeat the same concept. Expected value of the xi with xj. So when I is equal to j, this will become xi into xi will become here, xi into xi. Okay, so xi into xi is nothing but, so expected value of the xi square. So this can be written as the expected value of the x square, and this is nothing but, so it is sigma x square plus nu x the whole square, because this is a case for I is equal to the j we can consider here. I is equal to j. So right, I is equal to j. So this is a quantity you are going to get. suppose if I is not equal to j, so then what will happen is, so since this is the statistical independent random variables, we can write this one as a xi into expected value of xj we can write here. So since expected value of xi is nothing but it is nu x, okay, and expected value of xj is nothing but it's a nu x here. So this will become nu x square will get, this is a case for I is not equal to the j here. I is not equal to the j. Then this is a case for I is not equal to j. So this is the case we are going to consider here. So now I'm going to extend the cases for the different values of W. I'm going to extend here. So getting the concept right. So here what we did is we find the mean of this one we find out here for xi and xj for two random variables we have taken here. Now I'm going to take, we have the IID random variable which is called W here. So W is nothing but n, I can take the value 1 to n here, xi is there here. So for this one, I'm going to give the different values of n. We are going to give a different values of n. So 1n I'm going to take it as n is equal to 1. Already we have seen here. Okay. So n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, and n is equal to, we are going to keep it as n, and we are going to find the mean expectation of that one we are going to find out here. Okay. So let me take n is equal to 1 is the limit. We'll get the single random variable only. Okay. Single random variable only we are going to get here. So let me take n is equal to the n is equal to 2. Let us take here. So you can take, we have, you got this one now. You got this one now. This is when I is equal to j and I is not equal to j. What will happen here? So right. So we have, so what we have is, we have W is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n is there. Xi we have here, xi. So here I'm going to take, let n is equal to 2 we'll consider here. N is equal to 2 we are going to consider in this one. So if I consider n is equal to 2, what will happen is, so W can take the value summation I is equal to 1 to 2 of xi. So it will be taken as x1 plus x2 will be taken, x1 plus x2 here. Okay. Now I'm going to consider the mean of this one, the mean of the random variable. So let me call this as a W2. I'm going to call here W2 because the order of n is nothing but 2 will be having here. So W2, let us take n is equal to 2 here. The mean of W2 is nothing but it's the expectation of the W2 here. Expectation of the W2. So this will be considered as, so it's an expectation of the x1 plus x2. And we know that expectation of the x1 is same as the expectation of the x only. So this will become nu x plus nu x, because I've taken the concept is identically distributed here. Identically distributed means x1 is equal to x2 is equal to something called x will be there here. So identically distributed we are going to call. So this is nothing but 2 nu x will get here. So that is nu W2 will be equal to the 2 nu x will get here, 2 nu x. All right. So similarly we are going to take for this one. Okay. Similarly, we'll consider the variance here. The variance of that one is, so variance of W2. So this will be equal to the, so 2 times the variance of this one will get here, because it's nothing but the variance of x1 plus the variance of x2. So it will become the 2 times the sigma x square will get here. Okay. So 2 times the sigma x square and 2 times the nu x will get here. This is for n is equal to 2. Then right. Similarly, let us take n is equal to 3 here. I'm going to take n is equal to 3. So it will become W3 is equal to the, so W3 is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3. So this is nothing but x1 plus x2 is nothing but it's a W2 here. Okay. So it is W2 plus x3. The mean, the expected value of W3, this is nothing but, so it is the 3 times the nu x will get here, because the 3 random variables are there. So similarly, the variance of W3 will be equal to the 3 times the sigma x square will get here. 3 times the sigma x square will get. That is the variance of that one. Then so right. So this is for n is equal to 3 we have taken. Now let us extend the case. You can take similarly for independent random variables. Similarly for n independent random variables. N independent random variables. Similarly, for n independent random variables. Okay, you're going to take the case for n independent random variables here. So it is nothing but W. So it will be equal to, as we are taken here. So this is nothing but W2 plus X3. So when n is equal to 3 means it is n minus 1 plus the next one we are taken here. So similar way, general way, we can write as Wn minus 1. Okay, so Wn minus 1 plus Xn I'm going to take here, plus Xn we are going to take. Okay, like a similar way, what we are written, similar way we are going to consider here also. Okay, so then the mean of this nth random variables will be equal to the, so it is the expected value of W. So this will be equal to the n into x will get here. Sorry, n into nu x will get. N into nu x will get here. So similarly, the variance sigma v square. So the variance sigma omega square will be equal to the n into sigma x square will get here. N into sigma x square. N into sigma x square will get here. So this is the variance you are going to get. So right. So this is the concept of IID. So identically and independent random variable. So that is independent and identically distributed random variables. Right. Now, so similarly, we can extend the characteristic function also. You can take similarly for the characteristic function. Characteristic function is we are going to take the expectation of the exponential term you are going to take, that one you are going to call it as a characteristic function you are going to call. So we can have pi omega of j omega. So this is 5 you are going to count as the characteristic function. This will be equal to the, so 5 x n of j omega will be considered. So you are taken the characteristic function of W will be taken as the x n terms it will be taken. So that is where 5x1 of j omega will be equal to the 5x2 of j omega. So this will be equal to the 5 n of xn of j omega. So this will be equal to the 5x of j omega will get here, 5x of j omega. Okay, so this is the concept of IID random variables. So where we are going to consider all the random variables are equally distributed. So video clarity is there, right? Can you see the video clarity? It is there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Done. This is the concept of IID. Now you are going to make use of this concept in the central limit theorem you are going to consider, where we are going to take, in case of the central limit theorem, we are going to take the sum of this one. So that's why we are going to introduce one concept, that's it here, nothing else. Okay, the same concept will be taken. So you can take central limit theorem. Let us take the next concept. Central limit theorem. Okay, you can take. We'll consider the same formula of Wi here. So take. Consider the sum of n independent identically distributed n independent and identically distributed random variables. So just I'm going to consider the previous topic what we are seeing here. So that is Wn is equal to the, so it is a sum of the n independent random variables you are going to consider. Sum of the n independent random variables you are going to consider. So right, you can take the central limit theorem. The central limit theorem states that, you can take the statement of the central limit theorem under the condition that it states that, you can take under the condition that random variable x, under the condition that random variable x has a finite mean has a finite mean and finite variance, has a finite mean and finite variance, and as n become arbitrarily large, and as small n becomes arbitrarily large, arbitrarily large, the PDF for the PDF for the sum of W, the PDF for the sum of W approaches a Gaussian PDF, approaches a Gaussian PDF. Okay, so what the central limit theorem states is that, suppose here this xi is nothing but it's an independent random variable and it is identically distributed random variable here, So what happens, suppose if the value of n increases to the highest value, for example n is becoming more larger value, then this one W can be approached, this W is going to be approached into the approach and can be considered as a Gaussian PDF we are going to consider here. Okay, that's the central limit theorem states here. If the value of n increases, then this Wn will become equal to the Gaussian random variable, it will become, or it is approximated to the Gaussian PDF you are going to approximate it here. Okay, so that's what the central limit theorem states here. And here the mean of this one already we have find out here, so you can take the mean and variance, the mean and variance for the appropriate Gaussian random variable, for the approximate Gaussian random variable, not appropriate, it's approximate here, sorry, make the correction, approximate Gaussian random variable, W is given by okay. So what the central limit theorem states is that if the value of n will become more here, largest value, so then this will become approximated into the it is going to be approximated as a Gaussian random variable. The mean of that one can be approximated as like this here. So nu of W is equal to n times the mean of x here. It is same what we have seen earlier. And similarly, the variance also you can take here. Sigma omega square can be approximated as a n into sigma x square we can approximate here. Okay, so provided the n is largest value here, provided n is large here. Okay, so this is what the central limit theorem states here. So just it's a statement here. Okay, so we are going to just consider this topic in the next one, like averages we are going to consider, where we are going to take an average of the some random variables will be considered. So there we are going to take off this concept here. So right, that's the central limit theorem. So just it's the simplest one, where in case of the IID random variable, so if n is approximating to the largest value, so then this will become equal to the Gaussian random variable. The corresponding mean and the variance can be taken like this here. Okay, so this is what the central limit theorem is assumed here. So we'll consider the next concept based on this one here. So that is the thing that we are going to consider the averages we are going to consider here. So take next one, averages we'll consider here. Averages is the thing, but so usually for the continuous random variable, we are going to take the integration we are going to take, that is expectation is nothing but integral from x into fx of x into dx here. And similarly for the discrete random variable, okay, we are going to consider the averages we are going to consider here. So that averages will be considered now here, that averages. So right, so take, let y be a random variable, I'm going to consider new random variable I'm going to introduce here. So in which I'm going to take the random variable x as the average of the random variable, sorry, the average random variable y is considered as the average of the random variable x we are going to take here. Okay, so you can take, let y be the random variable, which is the average of xi, where I is equal to 1 to up to the n here. So average is nothing but just I'm going to take the random variable y as the average of the random variable x. So that will become obviously mean. It will become no. So you studied in your that is in your concepts of the number theory. You have studied there. So you are going to take the average of the numbers. So it will be considered as the mean. Will be considered here. So right. So that is nothing but I'm going to take the random variable y. So which I'm going to take the summation of that one here. Summation I is equal to 1 to n xi. So for that one, if I'm going to average with the number, so this will become the average of the all the random variables will be considered as the random variable y we are going to consider here. Will be considered as a y here. Right. So that is the averages will be considered. Now I'm going to just a small modification I'm going to do. Small modification, and this will be considered for the concept of the IID random variable we are going to consider here. Small modification here. So you can take. Okay, so here this is a normal random variable. So normal random variable is nothing but so xi will be there. So where x1 is not equal to the x2 is not equal to the x3 here. So this is a normal random variable. Okay, if I consider the concept of the IID random variable, if I consider the concept of the IID random variable, okay, IID random variable. So there we are going to make xi where xi is nothing but so we can take x1. So this will be equal to the x2, this will be equal to the x3, and so on will be equal to the x we are going to consider. So this is the concept of the IID random variable we are going to consider here. So getting right. Okay, so this is the normal random variable. So independent random variable you can consider, but for the IID random variable, so x1, x2, x3 will be equal to the x will be there here. That is called as the independent random variable, IID random variable, independent and identically distributed random variable. Okay, so for this averages of the normal random variable, I'm going to introduce the concept of the IID. You can take let xi be the IID random variable. Let xi be the IID random variable. Let xi be the IID random variable. IID random variable where xi is equal to xi, comma x1 is equal to x2 is equal to x3 is equal to x. X is equal to x. Then okay, xi divided by n can be taken as a x by n here. Xi divided by n can be taken as a x by n here because since I is equal to x1, x2, x3, and so on, it is equal to n here. So now I'm going to take this concept here. So then y becomes. So what y will become is, so y can be taken as a, so now xi will become the IID random variable. So we can take y as the summation I is equal to 1 to n. So it is xi divided by n will be considered here, xi by n here. So got it now? So just it's a simple concept, nothing nothing difficult here. So just I'll explain once again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to consider the independent random variable xi we are going to consider. So where xi is it's an independent here. Independent is nothing but x1 is not dependent on x2 and so on here. We are going to call it as the independent random variables. Okay. So right now I'm going to take x1 is not equal to x2 here. So the average of this random variables we are going to consider independent random variables. So this will become equal to the, so y 1 by n into summation I is equal to 1 xi. So this can be considered as a mean, we can consider here, no problem. It can be considered as a mean here. Now I'm going to introduce the concept of IID. IID is nothing but it's an independent, okay, already independent here. Identically distributed. Identically distributed means x1 is equal to x2 is equal to x3 is equal to x here. So that one you're going to consider. Now the y has become the IID random variable here. Y has become the IID random variable. So right, y has become the IID random variable, that is independent and identically distributed random variable. For this one, I'm going to find out the mean and I'm going to find out the variance of the random variable we are going to find out here. So okay, let us find that one here. So you can take, we have, so what we have is, we have the expected value of the xi. So this is the thing, but it's a new x here. And also we have the variance of that one here. So that is the variance of xi. So this is the thing, but sigma x square we have here. Sigma x square we have. And also we know that the expectation is that it's a linear operator here. Expectation is a linear operator. Suppose if I am, since we have x by n is there, x by n. So let me take xi by n. So since it's a linear operator, we are going to get this as the nu x by n we are going to get here, nu x by n. So similarly for the variance, so variance is nothing but, you know what's the variance. So variance is nothing but, so the variance of xi can be considered as, so just here I'm going to write the formula. It is nothing but expected value of the, we know the formula, it's a difference between the mean and it's a difference between a random variable and its mean, the whole square. So that is called as the variance you're going to consider here. Now I'm going to consider the variance of, okay, so xi by n we are going to consider. So since the square will be there, so x minus nu x divided by n will get here, so that will become square here. So we can consider that as a sigma x square divided by n square will get here, sigma x square divided by n square. So why this we got here? Why? Because, so since I'm going to take the variance of this one, so it is xi minus nu x divided by the n whole square will get here. So n square we are going to get here. This is the variance here. So right, this is the variance we'll get. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now we have, we are going to consider the variance of this one and the mean of this one and variance of the random variable y we are going to consider, here. So right. So we have w. So you can take, we have IID random variable. So w. So w which is nothing but wn is equal to the summation I is equal to 1 to n xi we have here. Xi we have. So already we have derived the mean of this n random variables we have derived here. So just I'll recall what we have done here. So for the IID random variable, what we have seen is, okay, so it is here only. Okay, for the IID random variable, what we have considered is, so the mean of that one, will be equal to the n times into nu x will get here, n times into nu x, and variance of that one is n into nu x square we are going to get here, because we are going to add that one here. I'm going to consider this one, and we are going to find the mean and variance of the random variable y we are going to find out here. So right, so just I'm going to recall this concept here. So what is that one is, so we have nu w is equal to nu w, the mean of that one. So mean of w. So the mean of w is nothing but, it's a nu w. So it is nothing but n into nu x here. So already we have seen that one, n into nu x. And similarly, we have variance of w. So variance of the IID random variable w. So that is nothing but, it's a variance. That is, we can call this as okay, sigma w square. So it will be equal to the n into sigma x square here, n into sigma x square, n into sigma x square. So right, now what will be considered is, now what we are going to consider is, so we are going to consider the mean of the random variable xi we are going to consider here. So you can take, consider expected value of the random variable y. So for this random variable y, we are going to find out the mean here. So expected value of the random variable y. So this is a thing, but so it's a nu y here, nu y. This will become equal to the, n into nu x here. So n into nu x, n into nu x here. Okay, so we have this one. We already seen here the expected value of xi. So this is the thing, but nu x by n is there, because y is the thing, but it's a sum of the all random n random variables will be there. Okay, so sum of the n random variables. So it will become as n into, so I can consider as a nu xi, we can consider nu xi. Okay, nu xi we can consider here. So it is become nu x by n we are going to get here. So getting here right. So what I am doing is, so just I'll recall here. So we have y is equal to, this is y is equal to xi divided by n is there. It's a sum of the n random variables. So since n random variables are there, I can call this one as a n into expected value of this one. We can call it better than this one. I am going to use the term called n into expected value of the xi by n. I am going to use, so that there will be no confusion. Okay, so because we have the n random variable sum we are going to take here. So n into expected value of xi by n. Okay, so this is the thing, n into nu x divided by n here. So this will become equal to the nu x will get here. So the mean of the random variable y, which will be equal to the nu x we are going to get. Nu x we will get here. Got it right? Any confusion in this one? Any confusion in this one? So just I'll recall what we have done so far here, so that there will be no confusion. So we have considered the random variable y. We have considered. So this random variable y is it's a average of the random variable xi here. Now we have introduced the concept of IID. IID is the it's a independent and identically distributed random variable. So right? Okay. So voice is audible?
No, sir.
My voice is not audible.
Audible, sir.
Okay, fine. So just a second. Some announcement also it is. Okay, fine. So we have taken y, which is the average of the independent random variables we are considered. Now after that we introduce the concept of the IID concept we introduced it, where xi is equal to x1, x2, x3 will be equal to the x will be there here, right? Okay, so this has become the random variable y. It has become it's the average of the IID random variables we are considered here. Afterwards, we have seen the mean of the xi is nothing but nu x here. So and variance is nothing but it's a sigma x square here. So the mean of this n random variables, average of n random variables will be equal to the nu x by n. Why? Because it will be there here, and variance of that one will be equal to the sigma x square by n square we are considered here. Now I'm going to consider I'm going to find out the mean of this random variable y. Mean of this random variable y like this here. So the mean of random variable y is the thimut. So it's a nu w, which will be equal to the, so where we are considered, yeah, here it has been considered here. So expected value is the thimut, the mean here. So that is the thimut n into nu xi is the thimut, this one here. So the product of n, since we have n random variables, so it is n into nu x divided by n we are going to get here. So why it has become n is because this is the concept of the IID we are already used. No, IID concept already we are used here. So that is where I taken, yeah, this concept. Because of this one, we got n into nu xi terms we got here. So that's why I'm recalling the concept this one here. So the mean of this average random variable y is the thimut nu x will get. So that is expected value of that one is nu x here. So similarly, we can take the variance of that one. So you can take variance sigma y square. So this will be equal to the n into sigma x square here. So it is the thimut n into the sigma x square, that is the variance of this one. Okay, so just I'll rewrite here. So n into variance of xi by n here. So that there will be more clarity will be there. So it is n into sigma x square divided by n square. So this will become sigma x square divided by n will get cancelled here. So we'll get n here. This is the variance of the random variable x will be getting here. Okay, so this is the variance of the average of the random variables, and this is the mean of the average of the random variables we are going to get here. So done. Okay, so to be recalled, I'm just going to recall the concepts here. Just three concepts I'm going to recall. So what the formulas we got here is, so we have got, so w, so w is the thing, but it's a summation I is equal to 1 to n xi we got here, where xi is the thing, but so x1 is equal to x2 is equal to and so on is equal to x here. So this is the IID random variable here. IID random variable. Okay, so the mean of this one, the expected value of the w, it is the thimut, it's a nu w. So this will be equal to the n into nu x will get here, n into nu x. Okay, and the variance sigma w square will be equal to the n into sigma x square will get here. Correct? No, n into sigma x square. Okay, so this is for the IID random variables we are seeing. Done. Any confusion? So just I'm taking the summary of this one. Next, what we have taken is we have taken the random variable y. I'm directly go for the IID random variable. So it is the thing what summation I is equal to 1 to n xi divided by n. Okay, so xi divided by n we are going to consider. For this random variable, the mean, this one number, the mean of y. So which is the thing but the mean of y is the thing but it's a new y. So this will be equal to the, so the mean of y we got, which will be equal to the expected value of the y, which will be same here. So this will be equal to the nu x here, and the variance of this one, variance of y, so which is nothing but sigma y square. So this will be equal to the sigma x square divided by n here. Okay, so these are the formulas we have seen so far here. So just I'm making a summary of this one. Done, right? Okay. Based on this one, I'll take one small problem. I'll take here so that within 5 minutes we can complete that one. So take the problem here. Take the problem. The random variable x. The random variable x. So just small problem here. So the random variable x has mean 2 and variance of 0.5. Variance of 0.5. Let n is equal to 120. Let n is equal to 120. 120 independent occurrences of x. Independent occurrences of x. Occurrences of x. Okay, first one. Find mean and variance of w. Mean and variance of w. Find and mean variance of 120 IIDs. You can take here 120 IIDs of w. 120 IID of w. And second one is, so find the mean and variance of 120 IID of y here. Find the mean and variance of the 120 IID of y. So done. So just I recall the formula here. So these formulas we are going to use here. So take that one. Take that one. So taken right the formulas. Taken the formulas now. So expect value of new w is equal to the n into w nu x here. So n into sigma x square. So it has been given. So here they given. So nu x is equal to 2 and sigma x square is equal to 0.5. Okay, and n is equal to 120 they are given here. So now for the random variable w, we have so expected value of w. So this is nothing but, so it's a new w which will be equal to the n into nu x here. Okay, so n is nothing but 120 into nu x is nothing but it's a 2. So this has become 240. This has become 240, and variance of that one. So variance of the w will be equal to the sigma w square. So it is n into sigma x square. So 120 into 0.5. So this will become equal to the 60 will get here. 60 will get done. Any doubts in this one? So this is for the random variable w you are considered here. Done, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So next one is so we'll consider the for the random variable y we'll consider here. So for the random variable y we have mean and we have the variance here. So let us take that one. So mean, so that is a nu y is equal to the same as a nu x here. So it is nothing but 2 will get here. It is same as nu x, 2 will get here. Done. Next, let us find out the variance here. So variance of that one. So that is a sigma y square. So sigma y square is nothing but sigma y square. It is at sigma x square divided by n here. So sigma x square divided by n. So sigma x square is nothing but it's a 0.5 divided by 120. So find the value. So that is the variance of this one here. So right. So this is the concept of the IID and some statistical